Are you someone who's building a new resume? Well, putting your references on there is really important, and there's some tips and tricks on how you should prepare your reference for that reference check. Well, I'm joined by Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, to give us some more information. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Maddie.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and always sharing your powerful knowledge.
And something you just said, I would like to tweak a little bit. Um, don't put your references on your resume, and here's the reason why. If I see them and I think that they have better experience than you do, I'll go recruit them. So,
Ah.
so it's a good idea to have them in your pocket so that you can, approach them when the time comes for somebody to give a reference to a manager. But it's important to also tell that reference that you're interviewing with a specific company and the type of position.
See, you're already teaching me so much just by that one simple tip and trick about doing your resume and keeping your references off of it. Now, as we're talking about references, are companies still doing reference checks?
Yeah, the smart ones are. I'm not saying the others are dumb, but they must not have an interest in cultural fit. So for me, I would be really more interested in working for a company where cultural fit is important because it would be important for me as an employee.
And how do I prepare the reference that I'm using for the reference check?
That's a great question, and sometimes even I have been just receive a phone call for a reference on somebody that knows me, and I was surprised to get the call, and I was not prepared. So it's important to send a copy of the job description to your references who have agreed to be a reference for you. And then at the same time, discuss your interview that you had with the company and ask them to speak about a time where maybe the manager showed some concern about some of your experience, and that demonstrates that you can actually do that and have done it, whatever that is. And then it's tell the reference that if that question doesn't come up, it's okay for them to bring it up and say, can I tell you a story about Maddie and how she responded when we needed somebody to really step up for it in the crunch?
These are all such great tips and tricks. And why is it not beneficial to have your reference surprised?
Yeah, well, when you get surprised, it's not good. First of all, they don't know what to say. They're going, uh, a reference for Joe? I don't, sure, let's do this. So they're not prepared. So don't surprise them by not giving them the information they need. And ask your interviewer who's going to call my references and when should they expect the call. And that way the reference is much better prepared to have that conversation with that manager or whoever calls.
Now, as people are lining up their references, what's the best way to hand select the reference that they would like to use?
I suggest that in my books, I suggest that they choose at least three, if not five references that can speak to their experience as it applies to this company that they're interviewing with. And if one or two of them say, "Hey, I can't do it. I'm going to be on vacation," or whatever, you've still got your three references. But make sure it's people who can speak to your experience.
And that's really important as you're selecting them. That way, all of your bases are covered. Now, you mentioned a book of yours. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, Expect Success, the Science of the Over 50 Career Search. In the five-star review, they said, don't worry about it being 50. That was just a niche he was hitting with this title. It's good for everybody, and it really is. So I would suggest that, if you live in Park City or you're going to be visiting Park City on July 27th, I will be at Dolly's bookstore signing Expect Success. And I will from 3 to 5 that day. And you can also, ask me any career search questions that you may have, including salary negotiation. Because think about it, I've been recruiting since 1981. And I know more about salary negotiation because I'm the one who's doing it many times with candidates. I know what you can say and what you better not be saying.
And these are all such important ways, and especially as we're seeing such a shift in the cost of living. So it is important that people know what they're asking for when they're asking for their salaries. Bill, thank you so much for giving us so much wonderful information and taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you, Maddie. It was great.
It's always great having you. Now, if someone would like to discuss any of these problems with you directly, or maybe have questions for you directly, where can they go for some more information?
It's very easy. I'm RecruiterGuy.com. And if you click the red banner right there at the top of the page, Speak with Bill, you'll be able to get on my calendar and match your calendar with my calendar and set up a time when we could speak for 30 minutes.
And if they just want more information to continue to pick your brain, to maybe get some more tips and tricks, you have a new YouTube channel that they can check out.
Yes, well, my YouTube channel has been around for a while, but I have Recruiting Conversations is a new series that I'm running that's only 5 to 8 minutes for each segment. And the nice thing about that is you're in between meetings, you just want to get some quick clues on how to do things. Just jump on, 8 minutes later, you're done and you've got your clues.
Bill, again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for the hard work that you're always so willing to share.
Thank you, Maddie. It's so good to be able to speak to your audience.
We love having you here. Make sure that you check out the Recruiter Guy. That way you can get all of this wonderful information. Don't forget to buy Bill's book. That way you can continue to read and expand your knowledge. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.